Hello everybody. Welcome to TEC Monday. It's the final round of season 18 today. So the finale. A quick look at the schedule. So 9 rounds in. Round number 10, Montreal. Circuit Gilles Villeneuve at Montreal. So for the first time using this track in TEC. And while the drivers are warming up, just bring up current team championship standings after 9 rounds. We have the Scissor Fisters with a healthy gap. That's 28 points for Prodigy and Shred. Can Team Done? Can they do something? Or they might have to watch Schnellfast Racing behind, so just separated by 2 points. Here for the podium looks to be settled. Find out if Project Lions Racing can do something, or can BLT and have a big race. Dashi, the home race here as well. It's 20 points they need to gain. They also watch the rear mirrors. Thomas and Deering close behind. Then we might also have a battle for P7. Speed Hunters and Urosco the third. Furious 2 unavailable today, so Sluxy is reserving again, and with Oscar as a team, might score some good points in this one. So still something to play for as always, and also like with the individual standings, I don't have them on screen for you, but I can probably just have a look at site. Can tell you, but let's see, that is updated for me, so I will. So in the pro class, Lemony with 196 points, Dylan with 163 in P2, and Plazi third. Red close behind, so Plazi could step P3 in the pro class. In the M, so we have Richie with 174 points in P1, P2 is Prodigy with 157, and P Oscar with 120. Like those positions, probably very unlikely that we'll see some changes for those, but yeah, never say never, of course. So, yeah, as I mentioned, so the Montreal circuit here, one of the latest additions to the game, and has been included for this season. See how that racing goes. So the curbs, the track limits, a bit iffy, but then with that long straight coming out of that hairpin, could like provide some good overtaking opportunities into the final chicane and the Wall of Champions, or the start-finish straight. It's probably more down to avoiding track limit penalties. You have to serve that penalty like in the middle of that back straight. Having some problems for some drivers leaving the room. Not sure what's happening. So the one driver jumping in and out of the lobby. See the nickname Benito. That is Shred, by the way. So his main account has received a temporary ban for reasons unknown, of course. Let's see how we sing as well. There are 50 drivers in the lobby. So I'm confused. I'll have a quick look. Kurt is missing. Major Guinness. So Lee can join us very soon. Well, and then we'll be ready for the final qualifying session of TEC Season 18. As always, the 10 minutes, the one-shot quali. And pick your time, pick your gap, do your run, and then hope it is a tidy lap. Here as always, so. And yeah, still the same cars for the final race. So the Pro class using WM6, 3 and model. And the M class, the Sprint model for that BMW M6 season. So while we are waiting, after this race completes, we have a 3-week break and from TEC, but Season 19 is already ready for the sign-ups, and a bit of a different format, maybe. I will get to that, of course, when we resume for Season 19 then. Let's focus today and on round number 10. Got the information. Qualifying will be starting now. Let's get on show. I think it is just Kurt that made it in time before the quali starts. Arden says, let the carnage begin. Why do you think so? There will be carnage at Montreal. Never seen that. Alright, so all 15 drivers are in. Good luck and for your qualifying run. By a standing start into turn number 1. Dashi, no, you will be fine. It's all good. I know you can do it. All right. Let's see. A couple of drivers leaving pit early. Prodigy, Dylan, Deering. They all want to do their flying lap early. Oh, a 3-second penalty for Prodigy. But that's not how you want to start the lap. It doesn't affect your flying lap here, but oh no, and Dylan wants to get past Prodigy into the lead early on. Yeah. Ooh. Hello. Prodigy. Not the best rider. Oh, what's happening? Please. Thomas also with the 3-second penalty, and yeah, many drivers are out on track at the moment. Let's stay with Dylan. Now he comes into the hairpin, out of it for the run. Oh, that rear is loose. So we might see some of those slippy moments then during the race as well. Let's focus. We go on board already. Coming down the back straight into the final chicane past the wall of champions. And then first the finish line. Here it is. And it's go, go, go. First chicane left into right. First gear, second gear on the exit. Keep it tight. Don't hit the wall on the outside now. Accelerate into the next right, left. You can use a lot of curbs. You shouldn't touch the walls. And that little right kink, maybe a small lift needed on the entry into the next left, right chicane. You can cut on the insides of those curbs early on the power again. Run wide. Scratches delivery. Slightly then, roughly under the bridge. There's the braking point for the next right, left. You can ride the sausage. Here, come round that left kink flat, and then hit the anchors at the 100 for the hairpin. So you need to have a good run. Again, that rear a bit loose. And now you need all the power and fortunate wind and to get a nice run. We will see the penalty zone. We will lose quite some time here. Again, we look at the 100 just before, I think, for that chicane. That looked okay, and then lap time, it is a 134, 36. So I was, again, I didn't see where that finish line actually is. 36.6 for Dylan. Blasi with a 37.3 during next time, a 38. Ooh. Kurt with a 38.1. So we have 4 lap times in. Thomas with the round 37.8. Oh, 8.0. That's P4 overall. Little Truth aborting that one. Here comes Prodigy. 39.6 for Prodigy. Dashi, can he grab pole in the ends? That's a 36.9. That's P2 overall at the moment. Oscar, one of the contenders for pole in the M class. He needs to beat that 136.961. Missed the entry of that chicane, the curb. Was it fast? We'll see. It's a 35.6, a massive lap here for Oscar. There's plenty of time then left probably in that lap. That's a huge one. And we have Taz, Sluxy, Richie and Shred waiting for those drivers to set their lap time. Using first to second out of the hairpin, so I'm not sure what is better if you go up to second. Maybe you can floor it. Oh, there's a bit of grass involved. Run. say 37.3 TEC. It's P4 currently overall, P2 in class. So Richie, Lemony, Sluxy and Shred still sitting in the pits or out lap, fast lap now, so 3.5 minutes to go. So into that chicane, yeah. Touched the inside curb, probably a bit awkward, more than it helped. Let's see, Richie using first gear and traction control out of that happen. So Lemony is on the outlap. And out of chicane, now it's the run to the line. What's it gonna be? I think a 37.7. That's P6 currently. So Lemony on the outlap, starting the flying lap now. Sluxy is on the outlap. And Shred now coming out of pit lane. And looks like Lemony is running a special livery today. He's showcasing the Project 1 racing livery. We saw it last year, I think, throughout the IRO races. Or at least the start of them. Let's see. Well, when he did alter it a little bit, he added the TEC number board to it. Okay, fair play. Using also first gear into second gear, coming out of the hairpin. Can he beat that 35.6? Or at least beat Dylan's 36.6 to get pole in the pro class? Ooh, that was close. Oh, he bottles it. No! That's probably a start towards the back of the grid. Sluxy with the run, a 37.0. That's close. But no one can touch Oscar at the moment. So what about Shred? Hello, Sonic. Yeah, you can't escape Richie by the looks of it. Lemony, too much risk through the chicane, and as Arden said, the Wall of Champion claims its first victim. One driver can and spoil the party for Oscar. He's not purple. Can he get onto the front row? We have some discussions during the chat about the qualifying format. Are you allowed to quit or not? Oh, jumping over the curbs and also losing the rear. Good catch. But this probably won't be pole. Or will it? It's 36.4. So that's front row start for Shred and taking some bonus points for pole position in the pro class. Alright, so interesting bit today. A good mix between the amps and the pros on this fairly new track. So compared to usual tracks like many years in the game. So still that new game, lots of time to find. Yeah, that start yesterday in the CTC race for Dylan wasn't the best from P1 to P3. Yeah, maybe he takes a nap, whatever. So let's have a quick look at the standings. Oscar with that 35.6. Big gap to Shred in P2. Then the two, Dylan and Dashi, second row. Again, pro. All pro row number 3 is Luxie and Blasi. We have row number 4, Taz and GM drivers. Throw, River and Thomas, followed by the Irish row for 6. Third and Deering. We have Emily and Choose starting towards the back, the row drivers, row number 7, and in row 8 we have Mr. TEC, Prodigy. And maybe a smart idea to start towards the back of the grid, let Carnage unfold into first braking zone, pick up the pieces. Who knows? Who knows? I think we have bigger gaps than usual on this track. We'll see if you can keep it clean throughout the race. As I said, avoid the track limit penalties and at any costs. And I guess we should be ready very soon for the start of 60 minutes here at Montreal, round 10, TEC season 18, season finale. Let's go. As always, the racing soft tire is mandatory. All other tire compounds are available. I have no clue about the wear itself on the track. We'll find out if it's an all softs race or softs and mediums. Yeah, good luck, and then let's start the race. Get into the spectate mode. Where's the good camera perspective? I don't know. This looks a bit weird, so let's go with this. Deering's on pole, that's not correct, so there's a bug again on the live timing. It will get sorted, hopefully soon, and then let's get this camera into turn number 1. And the first punt already happened, but Oscar survived. Let's go a bit further down the grid and see. Some 2 wide, 3 wide situations maybe. But River got unlucky, I think, with it. Let's slowly progress through the grid. So Beetlejuice on the mediums, just saw soft runners. Kurt is on the mediums as well. Deering and Thomas on those softs. Lemony already up to P9 on his softs. Richie on softs. TEC as well. Blasi on the mediums. Would be the best run on mediums. Dylan is on mediums, also losing a couple of positions early on. And we had Dashi making contact with the wall. Has to defend now, is also on the medium tire compound. Around the outside for Dylan. Is there enough space? Probably. Then side by side coming out of the hairpin. And let's go to the front. Get the TV camera up. Oscar and Shred leading. And a little gap to Schluxy in P3. So mediums for Shred. Softs for Oscar. Then Schluxy P3. Dylan P4. Dashi, Blasi. That's close to the wall. But they made it. Nice reverb on coming through. And starting lap number 2. So close racing in that mid-pack. And can the drivers behind keep up with it? Prodigy lost a couple of positions. So sits in between Beetle and River now. And River caught the end of that queue. So 10 seconds for River to P1. But he has the slipstream. Just going up a little bit, so a little. Oh, and someone spun. I think that was Taz. Oh, Taz had a great qualifying, a good opener, and then let's see what happened. Was it the rear unlucky, and then he needs to wait. But unfortunate. So I think he touched the grass, the dirty tires on the accelerator, and then the car just went. So Taz down to P15, River right behind. Prodigy, they have a 1 second gap to Beetlejuice in P12. Then 9/10 to Kurt, another 9/10 to Thomas. Deering is, I don't know, his timing is a bit off. Not sure what's this all about. So timing doesn't like Deering today with the gaps. Will it sort itself now? It looks better. I think now we have him in sync now. Ooh, and then we saw 2 high situations into the first chicane, and they're coming out side by side here again. So no time to rest. Dylan up and down race again, down to P7. Slots in just in front of Deering, but behind Lemony, who made some good progress. He's on the soft tires from P13, 14 to P6 already. Gets the run on Blasi. Blasi is on that medium compound, so we'll be braking earlier, I think. Nearly, and here comes Dylan again with a massive run. I think we need to go to reverse chase cam to see a little bit more. Dylan late, outside line. Goes deep, a bit too deep maybe. Losing all that ground side by side now with Blasi and Lemony giving Blasi a little bit of slipstream down the straight. All this fighting definitely helps Schluxy and Dashi in front, so Blasi on the inside still. He's keeping that position. Dylan is under pressure. Deering behind, Richie also not too far behind. So let's see if we can get it on board. Driver's eye. Oh, I think there was a big little mistake. Dashi got that T1 too complex, a bit wrong. I think it's Lemony who gets in front of that group. We still see behind, it's very, very close. A little bit of a tap, and through goes Richie. Oh, benefits from that little tap. now again they need to sort it before the braking zone. Richie Deering takes the escape road. Loses a little bit of time, no precision, stays in P9 just in front of Thomas. His teammate Kurt also close behind. River on the soft tires got past Beetlejuice and got a little gap on Prodigy now. And Taz after the spin trying to catch the end of that group. It's 6.5 at the moment. 2 seconds faster currently at Prodigy. Beetlejuice with 140s are now in that train. River, Kurt, Deering, Thomas, Dylan, and Richie. Richie, what happened to him? Not the ideal run. Maybe he had to take the shortcut here as well. Got off the throttle. So Dashi, a little bit of a moment. Can he get back into the groove? P6 for now sits in between Blasi and Dylan. And Lemony, after going through the grid up to P4 already, and right behind Sluxy. Well, this time it's a battle for position in the same class. Sluxy reserving for Furious 2. And impressive pace at the front. Oscar on the soft tires, 5 seconds, that gap. Coming towards the end of lap number 5, Shred in P2. On the medium, so he's probably also in a good position. Then we have the 2 soft tire runners, Sluxy and Lemony. Let's see. Ooh, Sluxy losing it! Caught on camera. Live. Oh no, the Wall of Champions. Needs to do a little 180 turn. And losing those positions. I think let's go to the chase cam. Oh, they jumped over the curb, got air time. And then the rear just went. Oh, this chicane. Ooh, someone else is gone. That's Dylan. What happened to Dylan? Oh, yikes. What happened here? I think it was Dashi. Dashi with a... Again, I think we need to go to the very long replay. I think Dashi with an off track. Cut the grass and the rejoin. And then it was probably Richie who hit Dashi. And Dashi hit Dylan. It's a bit messy to us. We might be seeing some incident reports for the final round. Yeah, I'm not sure. So let's quickly sort the grid order. Oscar in the lead, still Shred in P2, then Lemony in 3rd position. Blasi running P4. Richie up to P5 for the moment. River P6. And Thomas P7. Ooh, another one hit the wall. That was Kurt. Oh, it's a bit of a wild race. Oh, that chicane again. Boom, hit it, and then nothing. And for the tower behind, that could be done. Unfortunately, so we were running with the Thomas and Kurt. We saw that incident. Beetlejuice in P8. Sluxy versus Deering. They're going side by side. Deering on the outside. Sluxy with another spin. Ooh, yellow flags. and some. Oh, and it's like reversing on that on a live track. So I don't know. Today we see some things we usually don't see. So a really chaotic race, many mistakes happening for the drivers. So we're just 11 minutes in. A lot of racing still left, but I don't know. This track, is this a good track for Group 3 racing? Oh, it wasn't turn 1, lap 1, but so many like incidents already. Cars spinning, final chicane into the Wall of Champions. Then later on T1, T2. And also like a narrow track, so if something happens, then it's hard to avoid that. Well, let's see if that race settles down a little bit. Well, the two teammates, Richie and River, Schnellfast Racing, P5, P6 moment. And yep, also the BMW, not easy with that turbo and the rear then stepping out, so hard to control that car. Nevertheless, we have some really experienced drivers here on the grid. They did an entire season in that BMW now in very tricky conditions. So you should know the car behavior at this stage of the season, the 10th race in that car. But yeah, maybe it's just the nature of it's a new track, it's the final race, so many of the drivers don't have anything really to play for, so maybe they're just risking more than usual. It definitely makes an interesting second half of the race then, with those incidents that happened with fast drivers also being towards the back of the grid. But we don't have like that wheel-to-wheel battles now at this stage, so a little bit spaced out now. And then let's have a look at the tire situation. So Oscar on the soft tires, going towards the end of lap number 9. Tire wear with 30%-ish, I say. So I think this could be a soft strategy. Mediums then for shred, so mediums to soft, probably that strategy. So trying to maybe get away with the one stop. Oscar still could switch over to the mediums, of course, but he's usually someone who is going for the faster tire compounds with more pit stops from what we have seen in the past. Well, Lemony, currently I think the fastest driver, fastest lap, the 36.1. Getting closer to the shred, but then a little bit wiggly over the curb. Blasi is on the mediums, and in a good position. River got past his teammate Richie, so they swap positions. The pro driver in front of the AM driver. Both on the same strategy as it looks. River's fuel a little bit better. Tires basically the same, so both on the softs. Thomas also on those softs, and we see Beetlejuice versus Deering. Beetle on those mediums versus Deering on the softs. They have to run. Deering should have the inside line for the chicane. Will he get it stopped? I think so. Car still doesn't want to comply with the driver inputs. Ooh, and then we had some battles in the AM class. That's Prodigy and Taz side by side through the first chicane. Taz looking for the cutback. Prodigy with the elbows out said, not on my watch at this stage. Taz needs to be patient. I think we saw, like in the qualifying and the start of the race, so he has some serious pace here at the track. He might be in a good position, but we also have Kurt and Dashi also at good qualifyings. So if Taz and Prodigy have a little ding dong, then Kurt and Dashi, they could close that gap and fight here as well. So it's not a big one. It's Luxy pushing to close that gap here. Again, under 4 seconds. Dashi with the penalty. That's gonna hurt him a little bit. Prodigy got a good run out of the hairpin. The second to Taz now. And Dylan with a little bit of clean air. Deering opening up the gap to Beetlejuice. Thomas, a bit of no man's land with 5 seconds to Richie, and Richie another 2 seconds to his teammate River in P5. Blasi also no one to play with currently. 6 behind, 5 in front. Lemony with a 1:39.0 last time around, so lost all that progress. A little bit undone, I think, so I had an off check probably somewhere, or had to serve a penalty. And it's still Oscar in the lead, 37 lows at this stage. Roughly 20 minutes in, and tires still looking okay, so I don't know. Maybe just a 1 stop on softs? Or how much will the tires drop then towards the end of their life? Let's see, the first driver in, that's Richie. Shred is doing a 36.9 on mediums now. 37 for Lemony on worn softs. 37.0 for Blasi as well. So medium seems to be the faster tire compound now. And then you have the 2 teammates, Thomas Deering, Beetlejuice Dylan, Richie coming out of pit lane and needs to be careful with that wide line. And he touched it, and boom, 3 seconds. River as well touched the line. 3 seconds for you as well. So those solid wide lines, you cannot mess with them in the game. It's an instant 3 second. that definitely didn't go to plan. What happened to Dashi? He's still on the mediums, but had a 54 on lap 11, so dropped all the way down to P15. And Oscar is in now. Okay, so probably not going for the one stop on softs. Will it be mediums now or another set of softs? It was a short stop, so no fuel coming into the car, so pretty sure it will be another set of softs. And indeed. And he will slot in behind Lemony, I think. He takes a wider line coming out of the pits. Didn't touch that line, so fresh soft tires for Oscar and down to P3, still leading the AMs, of course, with a big gap. So we have a new overall race leader now with a shred on the mediums. And Lemony on very worn softs now. So I'm not sure how long he will stay out on those tires. Mid to low 37s. I think just that 39.0. Bit of an outlier. I think with those lap times can still be like satisfied. And yeah, staying out for more. We saw like high 36s, low 37s on those mediums. Problem for shred 37.9. And Oscar on his fresh softs, gaining, of course, the 2 seconds now. That gap Blasi in 4th position. Gearing up to P5, but also the pit stop should be coming very soon. Like looking at his tires. We have Beetle in P6 and Dylan in P7, so those two on the mediums. Dylan after some unfortunate laps at the start of this race now got into the groove. Oh, he's in a race with Beetlejuice then for position, arguably on the same strategy. The two, a little bit of a touch there. Richie should be P2 in class, I think, with P8. Prodigy in 3rd and Thomas right behind, so Prodigy on very worn soft tires and Thomas with fresh softs should get the run, maybe. Now into the hairpin. Will Prodigy defend it? Oh, but River sends it from a country mile. And Thomas with some smart driving here. And Prodigy can't move over to the right hand side. Will he get a bump from River? Maybe. Ooh. Thomas won't be happy with that. So he got the better line, but the two drivers working together now. Not in the same team, but they formed an alliance for a brief moment. And now it's River says goodbye. So I'm on the soft tires, I'm not in your class. So we're back. And 2. Prodigy, his car doesn't want to turn. Picks up a penalty on top, but Thomas can't get the move done yet. Where's the opportunity out of the next traction zone? Yeah, so much better. And on the inside line, this should be Thomas' position or easy overtake. And we also just missed, I think, Oscar versus Lemony. Is Lemony going to pit? No, he's staying out. He already wants to reach the half-hour mark. Then on those tires. So Oscar with the aggressive multi-stop strategy. Lemony trying to make that one stop on softs work. Let's see what's happening between Dylan and Beetle. Dylan with a good run. Will it be enough to get his car in front? Beetlejuice before turn 1? No. Not yet. Maybe get the better run out of turn 2. A bit too aggressive, too much power going to the rear tires. Again, a big oversteer moment. Good catch, and doesn't really lose time. But I think he has a bit more pace, so he needs to get past. And Beetlejuice at some point, with the third gear now is being used for the exit. More stability, but probably not enough acceleration, so it's a hard one. Oh, jumping over the curb. And we also have Richie close behind. Oh, he's on soft tires. Dylan with his deep line into the hairpin. He will get a good run later on. And Richie wants to have something. He's late. Soft tires helping him to make that move. Stick for now. Dylan got the better exit out of the chicane. Probably has to stay behind for now. Let's go back to the front where we see that Oscar is closing that gap. .4 to Shred in the lead, and Lemony losing time now on his really worn soft, so not much left, especially the front left. This could be Oscar's run. 7/10 gaining, better run out of the hairpin, using the slipstream now to tuck in behind Shred, who with starting on the mediums, he will probably go a little bit longer. And now important phase of the race then. Can Oscar get past Shred? I mean, they're again, it's on track action. Oscar in the M class, Shred in the Pro class, so in theory it is the two race leaders currently. But of course, if Oscar wants to use his pace advantage on the soft tires, he needs to make a move soon. Gets a good run. Should be in a nice position. Maybe border back straight. Or just stay patient. At lap 17, 35.9, fastest lap goes to Oscar. And now with the exit, this should be a fairly easy overtake. But Shred is covering the inside, so he's not willingly giving up that P1, making Oscar work for it. Lemony's in, sending it into pit lane. So Blasi on his mediums will stay out. And what about now? Oscar on the inside should get the run. Shred nearly losing his BMW, and Oscar now into the overall lead again. Shred P2, Blasi P3, Lemony coming out of pit lane on fresh soft tires, so soft the strategy. It is P4 close to the line. I think he avoided that. So Richie in P5, Beetlejuice and Dylan 6 and 7, so it is still Dylan couldn't find a way past yet, so they're on the same strategy. Maybe both are happy with the pace. We'll see, but it looks to me that Dylan is pushing a little bit more, but then he doesn't get the run out of the chicane for that next flat out section, so that saves Beetlejuice for 10th, and we have River on his soft tires. Oop, sorry, a bit too far, so he closed that gap within a second. So those two are fighting, and River, even with that 3-second, outbraked himself a little bit, and this is exactly what River needed. Gets into Dylan's slipstream now, 2/10, double slipstream for River, now down the straight. And is Dylan going to defend? And he said, no, he's not. Opportunity for the German driver, no. Wasn't close enough. Where is Beetlejuice? He goes into pit lane early, I think, going for an undercut. River versus Dylan, crossing the line, and Dylan needs to surrender that position now to River. P6 and 7. Thomas in 8th position. Beetlejuice leaving pit lane, probably going on to the soft tire compound now for 26.5 minutes. Then next up we have Kurt during his own softs. Currently Slugsy also on the soft tires. Bashi's still running his mediums. Prodigy pitted, I think, previous lap. Or was it a mistake? No, it looks like he has fresh soft tires. And Taz, what's that gap? 3.5, so it's also on the softs. Let's see what he can do. Oscar, in the meantime, nearly 3 seconds now up the road. We saw the couple of those medium tire runners were pitting. Now, so Shred and Blasi both. Probably now their pit window has opened. And Lemony all by himself. Richie all by himself. River after that overtake. P6, Dylan trying to hang with him. 1.1, he's also staying out. So probably also not trusting those softs that much. So doing a couple of more laps on those mediums to just to be sure, I think, to not run out of tires towards the end. So Beetlejuice P9, the gap to Dylan, that's 17 seconds roughly. If Dylan wants to cover against Beetlejuice, then I think he needs to pit. didn't look right, and Shred is in. Blasi, probably the same. Nope, Blasi is staying out. Okay, that is P2 for now. Oh, the Scissor Fistus driver now on his soft compound. Where's Lemony? First turn, second turn, a Shred just comes out in front. So has the tire advantage. Dylan is in. But it's close. So Lemonie's tires a bit older. Relapse. I think so. Shred can keep up that pace, and he should definitely keep that position. They will jump Blasi. When Blasi pits, and let's see the gap between Dylan and Beetlejuice. It's 5 seconds. Wow. So those laps on the mediums and probably also fuel. It's yeah, they were running like really close before that pit stop. Roughly within a second. Now it is 5, and let's see if Shred can pull that gap on his out lap. 6, 7 tenths for now. Tires should be up to temperature now. And he can start to push. Lemony has a good reference now in front. Can he stay with him? What is possible? Richie's low on fuel, so he's probably pitting soon. River the same, so that the two Schnell Fast racing drivers, they are close on track. Could be a good team result for them. Thomas also needs to pit. Beetlejuice will finish the race on the softs. The same goes for Dylan, who gained 8, 9 tenths on that first lap, so he's pushing. Slugsy, low on fuel, needs to pit soon. Prodigy, pretty sure will be going to the end. The same goes for Tess, who caught up with him. So again, it's Tess versus Prodigy. Battle in the M class. Ooh, is there a gap for a BMW? Probably not. And finally Blasi pits. Again, unlucky for Tess, got the better run, but couldn't avoid Prodigy's rear end. We gave him a little tap. Was this extension, and we see Deering is right behind. And once again, Tess with the run. Will he send it down the inside? Yeah, they're going. Very tight line. Prodigy takes the wide line. Better exit, maybe. Will get the run. And what's Deering going to do? Will we see a bump draft? No, he's not getting involved into that one. Tess on the inside, Prodigy around the outside. Oh, and late move. And here comes Deering now with the better exit. Gets alongside. So Tess tried something. And now, crucial situation. Oscar comes in for the final stop. Don't want to leave this fight though. It's nice racing, Deering around the outside against Prodigy, gets his car in front, so it's past Oscar coming out of pit lane. Where is Shred? But they're seeing him, but it's a shorter run for Oscar coming out of pits, and he stays in front of Shred and Lemony, 3.3 seconds, so that two stopper soft against medium soft or soft, so interesting to see 3 different strategies from the top 3 drivers, fairly close for the final 18.5 minutes. Blasi in P4, the gap is big enough, I think, to River. That's 23 seconds, so all good. River P5, Richie P6, Beetlejuice. Dylan, look at that, he gained like massively on Beetle. It was 5 seconds when he left pit lane, now it's less than a second. And here we go. We did miss the overtake, Taz versus Prodigy, but it's not over. Both on that similar strategy. Just half a second separating those two, and back to this one, so jumping back and forth. Can Dylan make that move this time? He gets the run, but where to go? He's sending it the inside now. Beetlejuice tries to go for the cutback. It touches Dylan's car, and yeah, that's not ideal, of course, and losing that position now. Where is Prodigy? He has damage. Can we see what happened? Oh, he's facing the wrong way. Looks like BMW doing BMW things again. Oh, that fight didn't last that long then, between Prodigy and Taz. Unlucky. Dashi in P15. 8 seconds behind. So also Lemony had a moment, 140.3. So lost quite some time. Now it's between Oscar and Shred for the overall win. Oscar with 3 seconds. Another fast lap. 36. Shred with a 35.955, improving the fastest lap overall. I think Lemony will just cruise home then to P3, Blasi P4, River P5, so not much fighting happening here for those pro drivers. Richie P6, overall P2 in class. Dylan after the overtake. Can Dylan catch River? What's that? Just under 6 seconds. The gap to River, that would be another position and in the same class. Oh, Thomas also a bit of a lonely race at this stage. Deering and a nice gap to Taz. Taz versus Kurt in the AMS. 3 seconds. You see Kurt pitted later, so might have a tire advantage on those final laps. 37.1 last time round, 38.5 for Taz. Where's the car? Here is the car, so I don't know, is Kurt gaining on TEC. Could be the case. Then if Sluxy on his final push. After the pit stop on up for some personal best strategy and recovered from that spin. Dashi is trying to catch. Gap went down. Driving with those penalties isn't gonna help. Alright, then we will stay a little bit with Oscar and doing a bit on board. Gap 2 shred is going in the right direction for him. 3.5, 3.6. Ooh, a yellow flag. I think that was Dashi. Yeah, Dashi getting lapped. No. It moves out of the way. Let's see the gap to Prodigy. Went up to nearly 10 seconds again. And Oscar 4 seconds now. 2 to shred, another 7.5 to Lemony, so nothing really changed in here, but let's see Dylan bringing that gap down. 2 seconds to Richie. That's less than 6 seconds to River, but time is running out. Just under 12 minutes to go. Let's compare the lap times. River 37, 36.9. Last couple of laps, not much between them though, so that hunt has slowed down a little bit for Dylan. Also, he's on slightly worn tires, so River and Richie, they pitted later, so they should be in a better position with the tires for the remainder of the race. There was a huge mistake. Richie lost a second, and this brings Dylan now into the slipstream range and getting a little tow down the straight, not much. I think that is the closest on track at this stage, just to make sure. Let's see, Kurt and Tess, so this could get interesting as well. Kurt also with a good run. Deering sitting in between the two drivers, currently 1.5 seconds between Tess and Kurt in that fight for the position in the M class. 37 mid currently and 38 last time around for TEC, so looks like it. Kurt is in a position and to attack, but first he needs to get past Deering and maybe use that slipstream now. And not the best exit, losing a little bit of time initially. Deering had a good one. I think overall still might help Kurt to close the gap. Couple of tenths gained. Dylan now right behind Richie, who showed his nose for a brief moment. Lets Richie know I'm here. But a gap to River 6.5 and Richie not fighting here anymore. Probably still helped River. And so 6.5 with 7.5 minutes to go. That's pretty difficult, I'd argue. We see that TEC's first goal achieved past Deering. Now next up on his list is TEC, and that's for position in the class. Oh, he's in a very good position now, really close, coming towards the hairpin. Needs to focus on the exit. It was okay. So 4 tenths for now should be enough for TEC, I think, to keep that P10. Fishtailing the chicane, lost 2 tenths. He's still close. That's doable. Late on the brakes, gaining 1.5 tenths back, so it's on. Slightly missed the entry and instantly 2 tenths gone again. The little things that matter, so hit those apexes. Close to the wall, but that was a good exit. Getting back to half a second again. Probably not the run yet, so let's quickly get the run down, see anything changed with 5 minutes to go. Oscar still in the lead. Tread P2, Lemony P3, Blasi P4. So those gaps didn't really change. River in P5 overall, 8 seconds to Dylan, so the difference in the tires is clearly visible. Richie and Beetlejuice. Thomas next has a nice gap to TEC versus Kurt, so this is where it's at currently. That fight for position P10 overall. That's P1, 2, 3, 4 in class, if I'm not mistaken. And once again, Kurt being close before the hairpin. But then again, a little bit off wall was involved, coming out of chicane, so 6, 7 tenths now. It's good stuff for a test, but his tires are slowly dying. During with another penalty, and Sluxy with better tires. Sluxy might gain one more precision. Probably roughly 2 seconds between the two drivers. Prodigy and Adachi with big gaps at the back of the grid. So 3 minutes to go. 2 more laps. And for those drivers, where is the opportunity? Where's the gap to go for the move? This time using more of the curb, stays closer. 4/10, but Taz still a good run. Will his tires survive? Will his fuel be enough? So there's a bit of a difference in the fuel. And Taz, as a true TCR driver, had 1 or 2 races where he might have run out of fuel. Well, let's hope he has enough fuel on board to fight until the line. It looks to be like that this time 3/10, as close as it ever was, with under 2 minutes to go. But yeah, Tess staying in front for now. So they will be starting their final lap now when they cross the line. And it's 3/10, now or never. For Kurt, maybe. Is he going? No, not yet. You see also during versus Sluxy, During's tires are dead. Sluxy has kind of okay rubber, so that looks like it will be Sluxy's turn to go for a move. They don't during defending, forcing Sluxy to slow down a bit more. Oh, and then we did miss the overtake. Of course we did, but we have a replay. Let's see. Oh, it already happened. Yeah. Oh, Courage with the... Yeah, he stayed patient. And let's see, it's Oscar on the final lap. Shred as well. Blasi. Oh, Lemony. What happened to Lemony? Dropped the position. Okay. That didn't really go to plan. Wanted to go for the 360 entry, probably. So, okay, let's see. Drivers are crossing the line. And Oscar wins the final round overall and in the M class. Shred wins in the pros and should secure the Scissor Fistos, the overall team championship in season 18. Blasi P3, a good result. Yeah, and P2 in class. Probably won't be enough to get past Lemony to move up onto the podium. And P4 for Lemony. River then brings home P5 overall. Dylan, that is. P6, Richie, P2 in the AM class. Doing the donuts way too early. Thomas gets him on the line. Oh no, Richie. So Kurt, Taz, and all that other stuff. So a bit of a chaotic end to the race here as well. So let's just save the relay just, and then let's go to this one and see Oscar. So with the win overall in games is set and Shred with in the pro class. Fastest lap for those two drivers as well in their classes, then Blasi, Lemony, Dylan, Juice, and Thomas on that second page. We have Richie celebrated a little bit too early. He lost that position to Thomas, but in the end, shouldn't matter. He will win the title in the M class and also should probably secure P3 and in the team standings for Schnell Fast Racing. Kurt and Taz had a great battle towards the end. Kurt with the better end and last lap overtake. Kind of P11. Hearing and Slugsy was also close between those two drivers. 12th and 13th overall. Prodigy and Dashi positions 14 and in A. Righty. But then that's the end for this season. Yeah, so for the first time, I think in TEC history, we did the season with 10 rounds instead of 8, so a bit of a longer one. We will continue with that in 2026, so season 19 and 20 will also feature 10 rounds. I think we're doing also 21 this season, right? So yeah. Yeah. So interesting settings, interesting races with drama, with rain, drama. Overall, really fast pace in TEC. And yeah, that's probably all I can say for now. So that 3 weeks break now, off-season fun a little bit, and preparation then for TEC 19. I think details will be finalized now over the next couple of days. Sign-ups, team allocations, yada yada. And then we will be back probably for season 19 here on a Monday with some streams and for you to follow. But yeah, up until then, have a good one. Take care, everybody. Love y'all. Yippee-ki-yay. Bye bye.